You're listening to Profit Without Worry, episode number 147. You know, the number of followers someone has doesn't matter if those followers aren't engaged. You're better off building a smaller, loyal following who really want to engage and buy from you versus trying to simply gain more followers to have a giant number behind your name. Let's talk about it today. Hey there, I'm Michelle Evans, and this is the show where coaches, experts, and business owners like us get real about what it takes to create a profitable online business. I can tell you from experience that nonstop hustle plus random acts of marketing do not equal success. So how do we attract a steady flow of clients and sales without all the hustle? This is the Profit Without Worry podcast. Hey there, welcome back and thanks for tuning in. All right, I don't know if you're anything like me, but I've got two kids doing school, one about to start college, my husband working at home. Like, we're all here at home, and trying to find a quiet time to record this podcast is nearly impossible. So you are probably going to hear some sounds like, my neighbor's landscapers are doing a lot of work today, but this is literally the only time I can record. So sorry if it's not the best, but there you go. Real life, right? All right, have you checked out the brand new free resource created for you? It's a tell-all article that I wrote called The Real Reason Proven Marketing Formulas Have Stopped Working. And in it, I name names. I show proof of how the syndicate shaped the online marketing industry, and I show you why those pesky proven formulas really are no longer working. And I'm here to tell you it's not you. It's the system and how it's designed and the lies that are perpetuated. I'll link to the article in today's show notes, which you can find at profitwithoutworry.com/episode-147, or you can simply go to profitwithoutworry.com/article. Okay, let's dive into today's show. Let me break some bad news to you. You're not Gary Vaynerchuk. And guess what? I'm not either. But you know what? A lot of marketing celebrities, social media celebrity business owners, they want to treat us like we are Gary V, and they give really bad advice on how to leverage social media to build your business. I mean, let's just check in here. Have you ever heard any of this advice? It's not hard to build your following. Just hire a virtual assistant or VA or an intern to post for you. You need to post 5 or more times a day per platform. You gotta be everywhere and be active. You need to be active on every single social network so your audience sees you wherever they are. Save time. Use the same strategy and or the same posts on every social media network. You don't need a social media strategy. Just be your authentic self and post what feels good or what feels right or, whatever comes up for you in the moment. Join a follow for follow group. Oh my God, please don't do that. Join a boost group. Yeah, don't do that either. Pay money to get people to follow and like you for everything that's out there. Please do not do that. You know what? I've heard all of that advice. I've heard people say it in a lot of different ways, and every time I do, it's just like this palm to forehead moment, right? It's like, oh my gosh, let's stop with the craziness. And I just can't even start on how bad this advice is for building a credible long-term business. You know what all that bad advice has in common, though? All of it. Every bullet point I just read you is about tricking your potential audience into seeing you as an influencer, whatever that means, with a huge following and nothing but time to post away on all the socials. And anything that starts with the idea that you're going to trick people is never a good idea. That's not a strategy or plan that's going to build a long-term business. That's a flash in the pan, look at me, I'm so great, and then fizzle out idea. And let me tell you something. A ton of followers means nothing to your bottom line. Absolutely, positively nothing. In fact, I want you to go and do a checkup. Just go and check your top 2 favorite social media channels. And these could just be your personal favorites. They don't even have to be for business. Whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, or any of the other socials that are out there, which are your top 2 favorites? Now, which influencers are you personally following on those platforms? Which businesses are you following? And how many times in the past month, 3 months, 6 months, even 12 months, how many times have you actually purchased something from one of these businesses or influencers? If you're anything like me, you follow a lot of people just kind of to stay in the know, right? To know what's going on, know what people are talking about, but not necessarily to buy. It's kind of like, an online lurker. And guess what? Our audiences, they're like that too. That's not to say you shouldn't be on social media. You should, probably. But it is to reinforce the fact that a big following really doesn't mean anything at all for sales and profit. So instead of trying to hack and trick and coerce and pretend our way into looking big and impressive, what if we took a smaller, more intimate and real approach? A couple years ago, I was doing Facebook and Instagram ads for a really big influencer, and about 9 months before her launch, as we met for our first strategy session, she confessed something to me, and she said, "Michelle, we can't target anyone who follows my business page because last year I panicked about my slow social media audience growth numbers, and I ended up buying 50,000 likes and followers for Facebook and Instagram on Fiverr. I think they're mostly bots and scammers or, like farms. It's so embarrassing." Another client of mine who I worked with for the last 3 years confessed that she had joined a like-for-like, comment boosting Facebook group. She paid over $500 a month to be part of this group where they spend a couple hours a day liking, commenting, and sharing each other's content on Facebook and commenting or loving the content on Instagram. As a result, she's grown her social media to over 72,000 people, but these weren't people targeted to her business at all. They were literally just people who liked memes, GIFs, and uplifting quotes. And who knows, they could be like farms as well. So why am I telling you this? Well, I've seen a lot of people with big social media followings who look amazing from the outside, and you look at their numbers and you're just like, dang, they're a big deal. A lot of people are following them. I need to get on that bandwagon. But the truth is often a lot more nuanced than that. In fact, when I first started doing Facebook ads myself 7 years ago, the big thing was to advertise for page links. I cannot even believe that I did that. If I could go back in time and smack myself upside the head, I would, because it was a huge waste of time and money. But I did it, and it worked. Kind of. The problem with all the hacks and tricks is that we end up attracting people who see a funny post or an uplifting post or a great meme or something, but have absolutely zero intention of ever engaging with me or with you as a business. So it's like, fake numbers, really. So for the last few years, I have been super deliberate in my social media to eliminate the hype, the tricks, and the hacks. Instead, I focus my efforts on talking to the people who want, need, and appreciate what my business can offer. And you know what I found? I found that I need far fewer people who are real true fans, who actually want to engage with me, who will actually buy from me because what I offer fits what they need. I don't know if you've ever seen the Kevin Kelly article about creating 1,000 true fans. People talk about it and reference it all the time. They don't always talk about who the author is, but they talk about sort of creating this 1,000 true fans or true customers. I'll link to an updated version he wrote in the Technium, blog or article on today's show notes, which you can find again at profitwithoutworry.com/episode-147 if you want to read the original article that people are always referencing. But the premise of this is simple. You don't have to be famous to be successful. You don't need tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers. Instead, it makes a lot more sense to at least start off by building an audience of 1,000 true fans. And Kelly defines a true fan as someone who will buy most, if not all, of what you offer. They're the ones really paying attention to what you offer. They're getting value. They love everything you do. When the author, Kelly, wrote this, he was specifically talking about artists and creators, people who, paint art, make music, do photography, perform on stage, those sorts of things. In other words, anyone producing works of art. He said these creators need 1,000 true fans to make a great living because they're constantly producing art. And you know what I found? Personally, I need a lot less than that because of the nature of what I do. I mean, think about it. Someone who writes a book may keep, $3 to $4, maybe less, of the book sales price. So yeah, they're going to need 1,000 true fans to buy their latest creation. And there are some amazing people out there who can crank out books, who can write amazing songs that are they are just true creators. And if they have 1,000 true fans, they're set. They just, allow their work or their art to flow through them and they're good. The problem with that is that those fans buy the book or whatever was created and then they have to wait for the next thing to come out. But for me, and that's why they need 1,000, but for me and probably for you, what I sell is significantly more than $4. And my clients want to work with me for months, if not years, and they pay me every single month. So what I discovered is that if I had around 100 true fans, I have more than enough business coming in to reach my sales goals and my growth goals and everything else that I want to do. That's why when I see these online business celebrities pushing this narrative that you've got to build up your social media, spend a ton of time, energy, and effort creating, and have audiences in the tens or hundreds of thousands, I just sit back and smile. I mean, thank goodness my business model does not require that much out of me because that's not where my gifts are. And if that's not where your gifts are, really think this through. Because I can focus my efforts on 50 to 100 people and have more business than I can handle pretty quickly. How about you? Do you really need so many social media followers? How many clients or customers can you handle? Really? Don't get fooled by all the social media noise out there. Engage with your audience, build your business, and enjoy all that time that you're not wasting by trying to emulate Gary Vee. And, Gary, let's just be honest. He is brilliant, regardless if you agree with what he says or not. He is brilliant, he's everywhere, and he has a giant team of people who help him day in and day out. He had a ton of content that he could leverage before he even started this. So yeah, Gary, that is his business model, is to be like that. But that doesn't have to be our business model unless you want it to be. And I don't, because I enjoy not having to constantly be quote unquote on. I'd love to hear from you. What are you doing to deliver and talk to your true audience? How do you know when you've got a true fan versus a fair weather fan? And how many do you really need? Sit down and do the math. If you had 25 clients paying you a retainer every month of, $1,500 to maybe $3,000, how many more do you really need? Hit me up on social media or email me, Michelle@MichelleLEvans.com. And as you were listening to this, did you think of someone who could use these insights about creating profit without worry in their business? If you can think of someone who could use this, would you do both of us a big favor and share this episode with them? It's really easy to do from whatever podcasting app you're listening on, or simply share the URL for today's show at profitwithoutworry.com/episode-147, and your friend can listen right there. And don't forget to go read the article, The Real Reason Proven Marketing Formulas Have Stopped Working. And you can get that at today's show notes or at profitwithoutworry.com/article so that you can see what it takes to create a movement with your marketing. All right, I hope you have an absolutely amazing week, and I'll see you back here next week. Same time, same place on another great episode of Profit Without Worry. See you then.